Good evening, Powell River City Council. My name is Diane Sparks. I would like each and every one of you to answer this question. Do you agree that considering Tliamin has a bona fide treaty with the city of Powell River, that Powell River does not reside on the lands of the Tliamin people, but resides only on the ancestral territory of the Tliamin people? And if your answer is yes, then will you agree to correct your legally inaccurate acknowledgement in the annual report? For clarification for the public of Powell River, I would like a yes or no answer from each and every one of you. And do you believe you are acting in the best interest of the city of residents by ignoring this error?
I'm going to ask our corporate officer protocol when a question is asked. What is the normal procedure?
Your worship, it's up to yourself and council what you would like to answer. Thank you.
Would anybody on council address the question raised? Councilor Armida.
The answer is no.
Wow, really?
Councilor Southcott.
Thank you, Your Worship. I've seen this happen many times where language gets confused. The quotation in our annual report for 2024 refers to the strategic plan that preceded this council, actually. But because we didn't change it, it still is in effect. We didn't change that particular piece of language. As Councillor Doubt suggested, to do this appropriately, and Councillor Elliott as well, we need to actually address the piece of the document that the language came out of. So that is still something that can be done, and these documents are amended regularly, and I expect that any subsequent strategic plan will have language that's more consistent with what you want to see. However,
will that happen though?
Make the point. The point is that, again, language gets confused because it's, and in this case, it's because of a reference to an existing plan, a reference, not actually original language in the annual report.
That's why we counseled with a legal professional with regards to this aspect, because it could set a precedent. It needs to be fixed. It's not correct. It's not legally correct, and it should be corrected. And I don't know what motion you guys just passed tonight, but it sounds like you're just throwing it under the bus again and not listening to the public. And I think legally, this needs to be addressed properly, and the right terminology needs to be in the document. Like, get it right or get it wrong. But right now it's wrong. And I can't understand why it's such a battle to get this council to fix something that is legally incorrect. But I mean, you know, legality's been brought to this council before, and they don't seem to give a rat about it anyways. But okay, I'm done.
Worship.
Councilor Elliott.
Thank you, Your Worship. So I mentioned during deliberations of the motion that the wording you're speaking of is in a different document, not and is quoted from that different document. So one of the remedies could be to strike it altogether, but you can't really. The different document wasn't on our agenda tonight, so it wasn't for us to debate tonight. And one way to address it in the document we had tonight could have been to strike the entire thing from that document, because it was simply referencing another document. That other document needs to be addressed separately from this one. And so procedurally wise, that one wasn't on our agenda tonight.
Okay. Welcome.
Yes, Pat Martin again. Just want to say how disappointed I am again in this council. Anyway, I guess everything's been said about the the incorrect clause. I agree with Diane that this is, it's like a legal document from the city going out to the public. It should have the wording corrected. I'm very disappointed that you are not taking this seriously, but you do have a tendency to do that. And yes, anyway, so I want to go on to something else that's really been bothering me, and it's also about the tourist center. And I would like to ask Councillor Almeida, who I have asked several times now by
Point
letter.
of order, Chair.
Yeah.
The Tourist Information Center wasn't on the agenda tonight. It's run by a different organization than Sunshine Coast Tourism.
Thank you.
But don't they trade money back and forth somehow? Doesn't the Cathette, Russell Brewer can answer that right now. Does the Cathette Tourism Society?
Sorry, we got to follow normal procedures here. So I'm going to ask our CAO whether or not Councillor Isaacson's comment is consistent with our policy and that this question is consistent with.
You're correct, Your Worship. The subject matter this evening was about the Board of the Sunshine Coast Tourism and primarily the hotel room tax. So
I have a question then. When will the City Council have it on the agenda so that we can discuss what happened regarding the Tourist Visitor Center? This is not the name change. This is changing the name of the Visitor Center. So you cannot use your procedure bylaw to stop this.
You're asking a question that was not subject to this agenda for this council meeting. So it's a question that cannot be answered.
Well, the procedure bylaw stifles us here, there, and everywhere. And again, I'm disgusted in this council. This council will not let people speak. And yes, Mayor Wasnow, what did you vote when we were discussing the amendment or the amendments? I didn't see you put up your hand either way. What did you vote?
And ask our CAO whether or not this is a.
I'm not actually not sure what the question is. I mean, the amendment on the motion was not dealing with this. So, yeah.
Councillor Elliott, help us out.
Anytime someone doesn't put up their hand, it means they vote in favor. That's the rules.
Oh, okay.
I can answer that question.
Thank you. Councillor Palm.
Worship, I'm going to ask staff for tonight's agenda. Is it too late to make a notice of motion for a future?
It is.
Meeting?
Yes.
Is?
Yeah, we're past that.
Fortunate.
Oh, okay. All right. I have one final thing to say. Councillor Almeida, Councillor Trina Isaacson, Councillor Rob Southcott, Councillor George Doubt, Councillor Cindy Elliott, shame on you for the way you have behaved.
Interrupt. We expect respectful dialogue at our council meetings, okay? And we have procedures in place which specifically address at the beginning comments, at the end questions. Anybody else?